Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
Hey now. Welcome to episode 41, Peter Verra, 41 of the Batman on Film Social Hour. How are you, sir?
I am doing great. I'm in the Ooksmas spirit. I'm ready to celebrate my favorite holiday, Ooksmas, with Mr. Bill Ramey.
Okay.
It is the 11th day of Ooksmas. I can't say it enough.
You know, I have no idea what any of that is.
Oh, I think you do. He likes playing coy over here, the editor-in-chief.
I didn't know till you told me that. I am Bill Jett Ramey. I am the founder
they know
of
who you
Batman on Film, for good or bad. You know,
For me, it's
is
good.
that a good or bad thing? And
It's good for me. I get to do a lot of cool stuff.
I mentioned Pete Verra, senior BOF contributor, Peter Verra, is joining me today on this Charlie Waters edition of the BOF Social Hour. Charlie Waters. Any idea who that gentleman is? I know he's a Dallas Cowboy. So
I'm going to say he was probably a safety in the 60s.
you are very close. He was a safety from 1970 to 1981.
All right, I was there.
Yes.
That's
yes.
closer than Dick Shoes got.
Yeah. Way closer than Dick Shoes would have gotten, sir. Way closer. Trust me. Yes, Charlie Waters. When I growing up in the 70s, he was one of my childhood Cowboy heroes. War number 41 for the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to talk today. This is going to be a quick one, y'all. We're going to talk some The Batman specifically. And well, I guess one of them it's related because it's a spinoff. We're going to talk about the Penguin series first of all. But I want to ask you, how's the weather in New Jersey?
It's getting cold. It is getting cold. It is. We're getting to the middle of December here, and it is getting a little frigid out there.
Any snow yet?
We had some snowfall, which turned into rain when it hit the ground, and so nothing really sticking yet.
Okay.
which is great because I don't want to shovel. I don't want to break out the snow blower. I don't want to do any of that.
All right. It was 81 here yesterday, and it was 40 when I woke up this morning, and it's going to be 28 or 29 tonight. Welcome to Texas weather.
That is the most insane thing I've ever. I've always thought Texas was hot until I met you.
You saw that frickin' winter storm. The whole state was blanketed last year.
That's not a storm. That is a light sprinkling over here. That's not going to prevent anybody in the tri-state area from getting to work. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it shut this whole.
It shut down.
It shut the whole damn state down. Look, my wife's from Minnesota. I know how that goes. I know how
they got winters worse than us.
Yeah, they are all prepared for that stuff. When that happens here, shuts the whole MFer down, my friend.
I don't know if I can do this, but I think March I might come down and bring you a snow shovel.
Let me tell you what. I'm not bullshitting you. When you come down in March for the Batman on Film watch party, let me plug that. Will be on Saturday, March the 5th in Plano. Actually, the it's in Plano, but the West Plano area, which is north of Dallas, about 20 miles north of Dallas. And anyway. Details are on Batman on Film. You can find it, Batman on Film watch party. We're gonna have T-shirts. We're gonna have all sorts of merriment and social
You're
interaction.
gonna have a good time. That's what we're gonna have.
Yes, we're gonna have and fellowship. And unfortunately, Dick Shoes may be there, but we'll persevere. We'll persevere regardless. So When you come on March the 5th, it could be freaking 90 or it could be 25. So
That's what I heard. You and Jay Yaws told me that.
I can't tell you
compare.
what I can't tell you what to wear or what to bring with you to wear, because that winter storm we had last year was like toward the latter part of February. So only a few weeks before the, what would be March the 5th this year. So yeah.
I'll have to pull a Mike Trout and just keep an eye on weather.com and just see what the weather is so I can dress accordingly. You can pull a Bill Ramey, look at weather.com, because it's one of my favorite websites, if you didn't know that. Oh, I know you like talking weather.
I like talking weather and also like talking about food. You cooked anything up lately that's been good?
No, I haven't cooked anything up lately, to be honest.
When's your barbecue, your grilling season? You grill because you kind of the winter
I never stop grilling. I grill all year round.
You will. Okay.
I don't stop. I smoke in the winter.
Okay.
I've kind of had the itch to smoke some bologna. I want to buy some bologna from the Amish market and smoke that. Just nothing crazy. Just a small little simple smoke.
I thought you had told me once that you had a season where you were really focused in, and then the winter kind of put a not a damper, but kind of affected your ability.
My first year when I bought the smoker, I was really into it, and I was trying to hone my craft. And I was learning a lot about temperatures and how because living in New Jersey, it can get a little cold. So the outside weather will affect the internal temperature and the smoker and everything. So learning the temperature and how to figure that out was kind of a process the first year and a half. Okay. But eventually I got around to it and figuring it out.
All right. Well,
I did smoke some turkey necks and some turkey wings on Thanksgiving, and they were delicious.
Okay, cool. All right.
I used the turkey rub, the deep fried turkey rub from Hardcore Carnivore, jalapeno, garlic, and I believe it was cilantro, and it came out very nice. So they have a bunch of great seasonings there.
On like Thanksgiving or Christmas, do you do turkey for both? Do you have a turkey for Thanksgiving and a turkey for
We
Christmas?
do a turkey for Christmas. I don't know why, because we never really eat it. We usually eat it. It's almost like post dinner for sandwiches late night.
Okay. Yeah. So you like, what's your favorite way to do a holiday turkey?
I like the traditional turkey that my mother does in the oven.
Okay.
But I like doing some turkey parts in a smoker. So it's kind of like we like to kind of mix and match.
I'm a Cajun fried man myself.
The skin doesn't come out crispier than that, doesn't it?
And I like smoked. So that's just how we did it. I was not I never. My mom never did a turkey in the oven. It was either smoked it or it was usually smoked growing up, and then it was got to be Cajun fried, and that's usually what
I don't mind the fried turkey. I just don't like dealing with it. I just the oil.
It's a pain in the ass, man. It's because you gotta I got one of those.
Keep an eye on it.
I got that the indoor fryers you can do in the kitchen, and it's from Butterball actually, or it's got Butterball logo on it, but it's like it's some tool company. I want to say tool company, that actually produces it, whatever. But because they also produce.
I got the big pot. I got the 82 quart.
Yeah,
pot.
I've done them
crawfish.
Yeah, I've done them for that. I've done them for crawfish and done that. But I like the indoor one. It's a little easier. Excuse me.
I just don't want to mess around with all that.
You got to deal with that oil, man, and it's just.
I'd just rather not.
You got to drain it, and then you got to find a place to.
That's why I like smoking, Bill, because I can drink.
Get rid of it. Oh, that too. So, I'm going to cook some chili today because of the weather. That's why one of the reasons I brought that up is that I'm doing a Texas chili. Texas. Okay. If you make a chili. What do you put in it? Are you a beans guy? You have beans in your chili, or is it just all meat? It
depends. If my mother's around, she doesn't react well to beans, so if she comes over for dinner, I won't use beans. But I like using beans. I like using corn in my chili. The corn adds a nice little sweet flavor to it. Ground beef, stuff like that. Obviously. But I love beans and some jalapeno. I like to add a little heat.
true Texas chili, which is called a bowl of red, does not have beans.
Okay, interesting.
But I'd like beans in my chili, so I will do both. The one I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna do like if I put 2 pounds of if it calls for 2 pounds of meat, I'm gonna do a pound of meat, and I'm gonna do basically a pound of beans, and with traditional Texas chili spice. I have a secret ingredient. Probably other people do it too. You want to know what it is?
Why don't you just email it to me? I don't think these guys don't deserve this.
Okay. All right.
Not yet. That's for contributors. Contributors only. Okay. I got a question. Does Rachel do the Minnesota hot dish for holidays? I hear that's popular.
She does hot dishes. Casseroles here, sir. What do you call it? Is it a casserole in New Jersey?
It depends. Well, we call it string bean casserole, but they're called casseroles, but we don't call it dressing either. It's called stuffing around here.
Okay, it's dressing here, but I mean, if you put a bunch of stuff together and put it in a cornerware dish and bake it in the oven to eat, that's casserole. That's okay. Casserole here.
But hot dish. I mean, I don't. If you could put in a word for me as a foodie, maybe come March, if I can get one of them Rachel hot dishes just to try it out, just to say, so I could rub it in Garrett's face, like, hey, I've had traditional.
So you want one of those tater tot?
I'd like
hot
to try
dishes.
it.
Tater
I'd like
tot
to try
hot
the
dish.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay, that's because that's the thing. The first time
that's it.
They said, I went up there and we're gonna have some hot dish. I said, what the hell is a hot dish?
I never heard of hot dish before.
It's this. I said, that's a fucking casserole. So anyway. So I know my anybody from Minnesota or up, in the upper Midwest hear that, they know what I'm talking about. Hot dish, yeah. Hot dishes are casseroles.
It's like, what are you going down to Dallas for? You going down for gumbo and hot dish? You going down for the Batman? The question is both.
Hey, I am. Look, the gumbo I'm going to cook up is going to be something else, because I'm getting my sausage, my andouille sausage, and I do this a lot, but usually I just cheat and buy it here. But I use CajunGrocer.com, and I'm getting some good Southern Louisiana made andouille sausage shipped here. I'm gonna use that. Good. Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people sometimes they just put their chicken in. I marinate it overnight. I smoke it, then I cube it up when it's cool, and I put that in my gumbo, and it gives it a good flavor. So you'll be having some of that. I'm even ordering the boudin from Cajun.
We're gonna have fun. We're going to the Mavs game. We're gonna eat good. We're gonna see some Batman.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a blast.
It'll be fun. It'll be either 90 or 25. Just remember that. Okay, so let's move on and talk some Batman. So I know you're excited for this. And I think on one of these shows, we've already speculated. We talked about when they announced that they were going to do a Penguin series, they didn't mention who was going to play the Penguin or anything. And so we figured that, depending on when it was, I mean, we kind of figured Colin Farrell, hope Colin Farrell would come back. Well, he is coming back. And I guess you could say he's coming back. And he is going to play Oswald Cobblepot in this Penguin prequel, would you call it an origin series, because it's described as his rise, or how he come about moving his way, infiltrating and becoming a player in the Gotham underworld. Yeah,
the way I read the article, when they said the Penguin's rise to power, I assume this took place after the Batman. Maybe something happens to Falcone in the movie, and that's where Oswald takes over.
Hey.
That's what I was thinking, but you're telling me prequel. You're the guy with the inside scoop.
That's how I heard it, but you could be right. It could be after the Batman, where because even Matt Reeves has said he's not full on Penguin yet.
That's kind of where I was going with that.
So it could be
his words in the article.
What would you rather? We're just having fun here. What would you rather? Would you rather?
If it were me, because it seems like this GCPD Arkham is a prequel series. It kind of makes sense to do the Penguin thing after, because they even Farrell has said, like, I'm in like the movie for like 10 minutes. Like, it's not a huge role. It's a small role. So this could, it's the introduction, and this would take it further. I would rather see him take over organized crime from, somebody else, or maybe he branches off and starts his own gang. and there's a gang war between Falcone and Penguin. I think that would be cool because, again, like you have an actor of John Turturro's status who I love in everything, including those Transformers movies. Like the guy's fantastic. So I wouldn't mind seeing those two shoot it out gangster style, like in The Godfather. I think that would be pretty epic. Either way, they're fine because I think
you're
the creative team.
You're
involved in this.
You're like that sounds more interesting to me than like a little bit younger version.
Because if you want
Batman,
they did the younger version, the rise to power of like. They kind of did that in Gotham, where he like evolved into the Penguin as a youngin. Yeah, this seems to be kind of an older guy, more or less, and we'll see what happens. But like, I'm just excited for the show because they come off with 2 spin-offs of this movie. It again, like I've said this before, it just reeks confidence. Warner Brothers is so confident in Matt Reeves right now that they're all these things are branching off the Batman and we haven't even seen it yet. It's still, I'm still a little worried because I'm like, what if there's still a chance like we may not like this movie?
Sure.
We haven't seen it, but like, from everything, I don't think Matt Reeves has directed a Bat movie to begin with. So like, his track record speaks for itself, but every director eventually does, quote unquote a dud, but I don't think that'll be it, but it's a possibility, but
100%. I think this thing is going to be freaking awesome. I mean, I do. That's not really wishful thinking. That's just everything I've heard and how happy they are with it. And it's really, and you're right. The fact that they're wanting to do spinoffs and create this the Batman universe through what they say multiple platforms is awesome. And I've always kind of thought, a Batman universe on film would be really cool, so they're kind of doing it now. And now they got the HBO Max where not everything has to be a film. They could reserve the film, the big
things
screen
like
stuff. Exactly. So Colin Farrell will be back, so I guess he'll have to spend to make this thing, he'll have to spend 4 or 5 hours in the makeup chair.
I don't think he's complaining. I think he's getting a wonderful payday.
Sure.
Every 2 weeks, he's going to be a very happy man.
Well, they made him. He's also. They gave him executive producer title
really? Okay.
on it. Yeah. So that's probably a little bit more juice for him as well. So I am looking forward to that and the other one. It's started out a Gotham PD type deal, and then it could be involve Arkham now. So whatever it is, I'm all for it. Love to see something with Catwoman. Give me some more of the Batman.
There were talks about that. They were talking about a Catwoman spinoff series as well. Maybe they're just not biting off more than they can chew. Maybe Zoe is being saved again for another movie. Maybe Matt Reeves doesn't want to spoil too much. I don't know, but I can't complain with what I've heard. So I'm very excited. Everything that they have announced sounds great. I can't wait to see it on whatever screen I can get my hands on, whether it's a big movie like The Batman or a TV program like this Oswald Penguin show. I'm just ready to dive in. I'm just very excited. I cannot wait till March and this thing kicks off.
I'm with you 100%. Okay, so the next big story, this happened yesterday. You know what? Several social hours ago, you and I were doing a show. We went on a run that me and you were doing a hell of a bunch of them together. It was, it was like Batman and Robin. And then
I love Robin.
Yeah. And we talked about, a viral campaign for the Batman, like having the Riddler is like perfect for that. I mean, it's just, and
he's got a logo that's recognizable everywhere.
Yeah. And doing a viral, with riddles and codes. I mean, just so much. I thought you could just do so much with a viral campaign with the Riddler. And then, and hell, now it's December and the movie comes out in less than 3 months now. And I'm like, I guess they're not going to do it. And in my mind, I'm thinking that, here not long ago. And then yesterday, a damn website goes live, I'll spell it, RATAALADI.com, which I was going, what the hell is that? And I know a little bit Espanol. And I kind of went, okay, rata is rat. And so I cheated. I put it in and in Google Translate, and it's winged rat. So that's
There's your first riddle. It's already happening.
That's the name of the website, basically in English, winged rat, and it to me, and tell me if I'm wrong. This to me, it kind of boots up like a.
It's like an old school computer.
It does, and then there's like on a monitor, and there's the white noise,
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then I remembered that in the Batman, that last Batman trailer, the Batman trailer, the Riddler live streams shit. And so I'm thinking, could they be doing a rip off of that at some point?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because they're going to do something with this. This ain't the end of this deal. I mean, that's not all.
No, and it's funny that you were able to pick. I would have never guessed that was Spanish. So when you put that on Twitter, I immediately thought of Jack in '89, winged freak terrorizes.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. It kind of brought me back to that moment. But there's a lot of things.
I know I'm butchering Spanish for our Spanish first people who speak Spanish as the first language are listening to this, but rata. Rat, I just say rat, and then
you got a little bit more of a French flavor in you. You're more Cajun.
Well, I'm 1/4. Yes, absolutely. So,
but there's a lot they can do with this. It's like you said, like we saw what they were capable of with the Joker in that viral marketing campaign. And we thought that was brilliant. And this could be something similar. Maybe it's not like they're not going to tease the first true image of the Riddler because we've seen that already. But maybe we get some sort of video. Maybe we get a better look at Paul Dano's Riddler. Maybe he has some sort of threat or some sort of mission statement he wants us to know. I think that would be cool. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's something kind of out of the book of Jeff Johns' Earth One Riddler. Where he's he's got all his monitors and everything. He's doing all that crazy stuff. Just letting us into his world. I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I think it's very exciting, and I'm happy that they're doing something like this.
There is no doubt in my mind that this is going to lead to something very cool and probably somewhat big in terms of the marketing for the film. And I also wonder, will there be other websites? Because if you remember from the Why So Serious campaign, there was a hell of a lot of websites.
Wasn't there like the Citizens of Gotham or something where they mailed you a
Citizens
package?
for Gotham and I Believe in Harvey Dent. I mean, there was so many different websites.
I remember I Believe in Harvey Dent.
Why So Serious.com, all that stuff. But it's just, I was like, yes, this is super smart, super awesome.
And we haven't seen anything like that since that day. Like
they did a little, they did a little bit for Dark Knight Rises. I mean, a little bit.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah, there was. You remember the chant for when they were in the chant, the prisoners in the pit. In the pit were there was something involving that, and there was something else that came out right about the time of the. I had gone to L.A. for something for that damn movie. It might have been when they did might have been in January of 2012, somewhere around there, and they did they released the prequel, the prologue. I'm sorry, the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
The plane thing with Bane and all that.
Yes.
And the next day, I got a call from Warner Brothers publicist I knew then, and like, hey, we're sending you a link to this, and you can post it. Boom, posted it. I'm not sure I wasn't the only one. And there was some kind of code and all kind of crazy stuff happening, and people had to figure out.
Okay.
It was related to The Dark Knight Rises. I don't remember what it revealed, but it was something. Somebody listening may remember. But I think there's just a lot you can do with it, especially when they're actually doing this, the Riddler is doing code shit, kind of like Zodiac. And
well, it leans more toward the Riddler than any other character.
Yeah.
Like the Riddler loves to bait Batman. Prove to me that you're smarter than me, because I don't think you are.
Yeah.
That's more in line with what the Riddler is and does and his personality than it is even with the Joker. The Joker is just uncontrollable chaos, where the Riddler literally wants to test Batman's might, and we haven't seen something like that probably since the Arkham games, really. Like that version of the Riddler really tried hard, and they did it a little differently with all the Riddler trophies and stuff like that, which I thought was very creative at the time. But I think that this type of viral marketing campaign is really, really perfect for this character.
I think it'll riff off of those live streams somehow. I just do, and I think it's going to be cool. So,
and that's cool because it kind of puts the movie in our modern setting.
Yeah, it does.
And while it does kind of look very Blade Runner-y at times, like when they're going into that coffee shop and stuff, like the city looks kind of decrepit, but it makes you feel like it's now. It's similar.
Yeah, and it puts us in the movie. You know what I mean? Like we're part of it. It's just like the Harvey Dent, I Believe in Harvey Dent campaign. We had people in major cities marching around with Harvey Dent signs and all that stuff, And
that's what's great about Batman is he's so relatable. And he does have some fantastical villains, and you could every once in a while there's a character like Batmite that pops in where it's totally out of the fifth dimension. But for the most part, Batman's very grounded, and he's utterly relatable to the point where I said this with Eric Eric said it on our last podcast we did, which I just recorded before you. Like, if you won Mega Millions and you had a couple million to spare, you could be Batman theoretically. So it's just it is something that you can relate to. It's something that you do. Like, we do live streams, so it makes sense that this weird terrorist criminal would do that to bait Batman and test him himself.
Yeah, and it draws you into the movie, which is cool. Like, you're part of it, especially if you're figuring stuff out. And I think I'm going to see Spider-Man No Way Home next Friday. I invited I could have went Tuesday night, press screening here. But I can't make it, so I have outsourced that to someone that will review it for Batman on Film. But my point is,
nice, Rick's going to do that. That's awesome.
Hell no, Rick ain't doing that. No, Dick Shoes is not doing that. No, sir. So someone else here in Dallas, and so the point I was making, and then it came up with that, is that they have this big. What do you call this thing, Pete, when you see them I
call them standees.
Standees. Okay. They have a big one for the Batman that are in these theaters everywhere. And
on the bottom, it looks like there's hieroglyphics or something.
There is a Riddler code up there that everyone's trying to crack. I don't know if anybody's cracked it. If you've cracked it, email me, Jett@batman-on-film.com. You can tell me what it says. You can tell me how you came up with it. I'll give you full credit. But they're going to be doing some stuff like that. They're going to be doing stuff like that people have to figure out. The same kind of like that, almost like they had that. You had to crack some kind of puzzle to remove one little pixel from that first image of Heath Ledger's Joker back in 2007. So I just think this thing is going to be cool. They've already So I want a picture. For one thing, I want the standee. I don't know where I'll put it somewhere in my office.
Where are you going to put that? Your garage?
Hell no, I'll put it in my main house. I don't care what Nancy Rachel says. I'll put it up in my TV room.
Well, we'll see about that. She won't let you put
hell no.
Those pops you got. She's going to let you put up a 10-foot standee.
I'll put that standee wherever the hell I want to. I'll put it in a damn living room. How about that?
Sure. If you want.
But so my point is, I almost want to go, since I saw that, I almost just want to go into my local theater here, take a picture of that damn thing and come home. But I'm going to see Spider-Man next Friday morning or noon with my youngest son, and hopefully there'll be one there and I'll take a picture of it. But my whole point was they got the little hieroglyphics, the little code, the little puzzles. So more of that shit's coming. They're going to be doing that. And that's going to be fun.
I'm excited. I am. I can't wait because, you go back to 2007, outside of Comic-Con, they had a plane writing messages in the sky and stuff from the Joker.
Dude, I was there and I saw it. I got video somewhere. One of the very first videos I ever put up on the Batman on Film YouTube channel was the those jets coming
skywriting or
over.
something,
Yeah. Long ago.
So, as long as they can do stuff like that, I don't know what Comic-Con will be like. I mean, the movie comes out before Comic-Con, so maybe there's someplace that they'll do something like that. But I enjoy stuff that it engages us as fans. And then, you do stuff out like that in the public and it catches the eye of the general audience. Like, what is this? What's going on?
Yeah.
So it's just creating awareness for the movie for those who aren't aware. It's crazy to think that those people are out there, considering I've been aware of this movie for God knows how long, but there are normal people out there with normal lives. So
I was going to say it's been like 5 years to be kind of facetious and a smart ass, but
it kind of has been.
Matt Reeves has been working on this thing for damn near 5 years almost.
He took his time, and I appreciate that. I'm glad.
He started in 2017, and
he stopped. They brought him back.
It got pushed back to this its final release date because of the COVID stuff. But it's hell. Think about it. Here's the way I look at it, man. If it had came out in June, it'd been over with now, and we haven't got to the fun yet. So we still have all this next 2 months.
Yeah, but if it came out in June, I'd already own it and I'd be watching it right now.
Yes, but we still have it's not gone. You know how it is after a Batman movie comes out. It comes out, you go see it. It's awesome. You see it several times in the theater,
and then everyone just argues on Twitter. Yeah,
and then it's over with, and you don't know what's coming next, and then. It's just this dead time. So
this is the fun part.
This is the fun part. This is right here. Absolutely, it is. So it takes me back to this viral thing. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not good at solving these riddles, but there are a lot of smart people out there. And like I said, if you can figure them out, send them to me. I'll give you full credit on Batman on Film. So that's where we stand now with the Batman. And of course, here at Batman on Film, everybody's super excited for it. It's finally coming to fruition. This is the wheelhouse of Batman on Film, my friend. This is the wheelhouse.
Solo Batman. That's what we love.
Batman.
Batman. But 2.5 hours of Batman doing Batman things. That's all I
want to get a hold of some of these. There's got to be some Funko Pops for the Batman coming. So I want to get a hold of this. They have to be coming
soon. I got my McFarlane figures on pre-order.
So I got mine too. Yeah.
I got my 3 action figures and my bat cycle. I hope to God that Todd makes a Batmobile. I think he will. He's already made a Batman 66 Batmobile. He might, and this is great too because with the Flash and everything. Now that we're talking toys and merch, there's got to be a Keaton figure coming. And you got to think, if you're Todd McFarlane, what's the one toy that everyone's going to want? And that's Anton First Batmobile. So we got a really good shot at getting 2 awesome Batmobiles, in coming months. And that's exciting because I have the 66 Batmobile. It's great. And I know he's doing that giant Bat Beast pickup truck, Bigfoot thing from Death Metal. So he is not afraid to make some vehicles, and I'm really excited about that. So we should be excited. And it's a great time to be a Batman fan. Batman and Keaton and everything, just bring it on.
That's one cool thing. Is that the Batman comes in March, and it's going to be like all March will be the Batman, and I'll see it several times. You'll see it several times, and then it'll get April or May. It won't be that far off till the Flash comes and we get freaking Keaton is returned. And I'll throw it in Ben Affleck. People who love Ben Affleck's Batman get to see him one more time. So 2022 is going to be a good Batman year, in my opinion. I got to buy another shelf like this to put over here
I think you need to reach out to a contractor and get an extension.
Because I could have them all built up in here, but because I know I'm going to be buying a bunch of stuff from the Batman. And then I totally forgot. And you mentioned Keaton in the Flash and the Batman. I'm going to get whatever in the hell shows up with that Batman. I'll put it here in the office. I can't
imagine that he would not make a Batmobile for that movie. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. It's guaranteed to just be a hit. It would be.
I saw some kind of scuttlebutt online that there's going to be a penguin from the Batman with McFarlane, the Penguin. Have you seen that?
I have not, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure he loves to do what's popular, and if this movie's a huge hit, I can't imagine he wouldn't make a Penguin.
Okay.
Especially with the TV show coming up too, right? Like that just gives him more reason to do it.
For sure. All right, for sure. All right, let's get out of here. Plug whatever you would like, my friend.
You can follow me on social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Zack Snyder's favorite video at Pete Illustrated. Follow podcast number 1, the podcast I co-host with the champion of Long Island, Eric Holzman, straight out of Gotham at straight_O_G on both Instagram and Twitter. Check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook fan page. Check out podcast number 2, the Italian Spider-Man Coalition that I co-host with Nick and Nico Caruso. We got an episode coming up. We're going to record tomorrow. We're going to talk about Amazing Spider-Man 2, as well as the first 4 issues of Spider-Man Beyond. That's the new arc coming up. So that's the new arc that is out. So that's on the way. Check out at Team Yellow Oval as I just celebrate everything Yellow Oval. It's back in the comics, and Batman 118 is back on the silver screen with Michael Keaton in the Flash. So that is very exciting. Follow my comic book reviews on BatmanOnFilm.com. I have interviews with Michael Uslan and Tara Strong on Batman on Film YouTube. Check that out. There's some really good stuff everywhere. Hit me up. Let's talk, and let's have a good time.
Sounds awesome. What's your excitement level for Spider-Man No Way Home?
I haven't been this excited for Spider-Man since this is probably the most excited I am for MCU Spider-Man since his debut in Civil War. Okay. I'm excited with all just the scuttlebutt and everything, and bringing back Molina and Dafoe is a huge thing for me. I love those two villains. Hopefully Jamie Foxx gets some redemption. I don't know if the rumors are true, if the other 2 Spider-Men are going to be in this film, but it seems to be very an ambitious adventure. I'm very hyped for it. But at the same time, they're releasing a lot of clips. The movie comes out in like 7 days. I'm kind of getting a BVS vibe from this. They're releasing a lot of stuff right now, and the movie's not far off. So I'm getting kind of worried. I'm like, is Marvel a little worried? Because now I'm getting worried. I'm kind of getting flashbacks to BVS. Like we got that scene with Cavill, Affleck, and Eisenberg at the Lex Luthor Gala. Yeah. We got that warehouse scene early, and I'm just like, it just brings back a lot of memories. While at the time I was hyped and I love those scenes, you kind of realize what they were doing, and they were trying to hype up the movie because they didn't think it would have legs, and it kind of didn't. So I hope that's not the case.
I'm not a huge fan of the MCU Spider-Man films. Yeah. I cut my teeth on Spider-Man in the 70s. This just didn't feel a lot like Spider. I like local neighborhood Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in New York, running around, doing all that. And I like him making his own shit, like Bruce Wayne, like the Batman, like Bruce Wayne in the Batman does. I don't like, Stark Industries or whatever it is, making the bat suit like out of a freaking, what was that? It made him one out of like a 3D model copier machine.
Yeah, I did not like that scene. I did not like Far From Home. I call it Far From Spider-Man.
I'm with you. I like Tom Holland a lot. I like the cast a whole lot.
He is wonderful, and they're all great.
I hope this is more Spider-Man than we've seen with him so far.
We'll see. I don't know. It's very fantastical, but Spider-Man can be that at some points.
But I am excited. I like multiverse type. I like time travel, multiverse kind of things. Doesn't sound like I would like it, but I do. I think it'd be really cool to see the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield again. Actually wish they had done something with Batman like that. Now, besides Keaton, but they're kind of doing that. Yeah, I mean, give me all of them.
Maybe Clooney's in the Batman. We don't know.
Give me all that in the Flash. Yeah, give me all that. So, but I am going to see it Friday, and we'll talk about it here on. I'm sure we'll talk about the movie here on Batman Film. One of these podcasts we have here, either the social hour or the podcast proper. But my anticipation level is high because of Willem Dafoe and Doc Ock, Molina coming back, and I'm hoping that Maguire and Andrew Garfield
there is a part of me that hopes they're not in the movie so I can watch the meltdown on
well, now you say that.
Talk about entitled fans.
Yeah.
They will come out with full force if they
now you
think
say
they
that.
got what they got,
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to plug much. You know where to find me. Just find everything on Batman on Film. I will say I just did a episode of the Batman Book Club with senior BOF contributor Ryan Lauer, spelled like lower, where we talked about one of my very favorite top 5 Batman comic book stories of all time, Gotham by Gaslight. So
it's a good one.
Where does that rank on your Batman story, comic book stories? You a big fan of that one or no?
I think it's a really well written story, and I really like it. It's not as high up on my list because it is kind of a period piece and it's kind of its own little thing. I like kind of more traditional Batman, but I can't deny how well it's written, and I dig the animated movie as well. So I think it's a wonderful piece. I think anyone who's a Batman fan should definitely read it and check it out. But there are other things I like more just because they're more traditional Batman.
It's top 5. It's in my top 5 for sure. And you brought up Batmite earlier. This was on my mind. Batmite, I liked. My 2 favorite versions of Batmite is the Batmite it was voiced by Paul Rubens, who played the Penguin's father in Batman Return, Pee Wee Herman.
And in Gotham, actually.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
He came back in Gotham.
Okay. And I like from the Batman Brave and Bold animated series, it was the voice of Batmite. I like that version of Batmite. And I'm not a huge Grant Morrison fan when it comes to Batman, but I like his take on Batmite, where it was Batman's subconscious, his kind of, I like that.
Interesting. I mean, Grant Morrison confuses the hell out of me very often, but he did have a good take on Batmite, and I appreciate that. I'm actually a big Batmite fan. I like him. So
it makes
a good Superman Batman annual that came out recently that did a good job with Batmite and Mr. Mixolydic.
You have the Batmite Funko Pop?
I don't have a Funko Pop, but behind me, I do have a Batmite figure. He's somewhere here. If I get him, get up real quick. I do have this Batmite figure.
Oh, I like it. Yeah,
that's legit Batmite.
That is cool.
It came with the Batman of Ozal Ra. Ryan Haas knows how to pronounce that Batman's name, but
Zurin Ra. Yeah,
that thing. That guy. He came with that. I bought the figure specifically for Batmite, and then I sold the loose red and yellow purple Batman.
That's damn near. That's kind of is that the Grant Morrison version?
That's him. No, that's him. That's Grant Morrison's Batmite. So I'm a big Batmite fan.
Okay, I got to get that damn Zurin Batman of Zurin R.
I have no idea.
Figure. There's a figure of that.
There is. It's an old Mattel figure, DC Universe classic.
Why the hell hasn't McFarlane done that one yet?
But he's too busy with death metal.
He did he did Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman.
Well, Thomas Wayne Flashpoint. Yeah, he's pretty popular right now. From Flashpoint, and he's in Josh Williamson's writing him in Justice League Incarnate, and he was in Frontier. So, and Tom King. So Thomas Wayne Batman has not left the comic sphere. He's still pretty active.
He needs to go away for a while. That's all I got to say.
I said that too until I read what Williamson was doing with him, and I actually kind of dig it. So
okay, fair enough. All right, let's get the hell out of here. For senior BOF contributor Peter Verra, I am Bill Ramey, the founder of Batman on Film, loved by everybody, witty as hell, and I am the what does Lauer call me? The gumbo guru of Texas,
the grand poobah of Batman. I have no idea.
and what else can I pat myself on the back? Oh, and just Batman, all around Batman guru. All around Batman guru.
Sounds right.
Yeah, what the hell?
Aficionado.
What the hell? So thank you for listening or watching, and we'll announce that Rachel will take us out, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Batman on Film Social Hour, Jett's official BOF podcast and vlog. Follow Jett on Twitter at Batman on Film. For BOF news only on Twitter, follow at the Batman on Film. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, The original, Batman on Film.